Hey, it's time for cooking something good. Welcome to the Jones Barbecue Studio here, overlooking beautiful Lake Sunapee, New Hampshire, for another episode of Cooking Something Good. Great show today. We're going to talk to Ben Langlois. My State Fair is a great state fair. 1945 movie, 46 movie. I don't know. It's called State Fair. Really creative. That was a song. I remember it well. Benny's going to talk to us about his experience, owner of the Smithsonian restaurant in West Hatfield, Massachusetts, right off of exit 27. They sold over 12,600 cups of clam chowder. Their chowder is the best. We don't say chowder in Western Massachusetts or in where I'm from originally. We'd say chowder. Every once in a while, I'll meet someone from like Idaho and they say car, say chowder. And I say car, chowder. And they, no, say it like you're from Massachusetts. And I said, I am from Massachusetts. Look at how rosy my cheeks are. Anyway, it's going to be a great show today. Also, we've got Andrea Jorgensen, Seattle to Sunapee. Is it this way or that way? Seattle to Sunapee. It's going to be a great show. Hope you enjoy it. Let's get rolling right away with Benny Langlois. Hey, welcome to Cooking Something Good. Today we're interviewing an empty chair. It's not an empty chair. In just a moment, Ben Langlois from the Smithsonian Chowder House in West Hatfield, Massachusetts, will be joining us. And we're going to talk about all things chowder. We're going to talk about lobster, and we're going to talk about fair season. This is the season where the fairs are in full swing. The Big E just wrapped up 18 days. There he is. Ben Langlois, welcome to the show.
Hey, how we doing?
Some people clap like this, some people clap like this, and some people clap like this.
I heard some chowder whispers before I was even on. Is that true?
It's Chowder
I got
Fest.
the hat.
And you guys are famous for your chowder. Congratulations, another great Big E from what I understand. How many chowders did
Thank
you
you.
sell?
On average, about 600. On some of our better days, because of the weather, 750. We
A
were going
day.
through about 50 gallons of just our clam chowder a day. Thank God we didn't have our signature seafood chowder down there.
It would have been chaos, my friend. Chaos. How did you get involved with all these chowder? Like your hat says Chowder Fest. What is Chowder Fest? Tell us a little bit about how this all came
Yes,
about for the Smithsonian.
this is my new tradition. At the end of the year, I throw on the hat after the Big E because about 5 years ago we got invited to a big invite only chowder fest. There's a lot of little ones. You prep all this chowder, you don't know any publicity, but this was a real deal. It was in Westport, Connecticut. It was 10,000 people. We went head to head with actually Pike's Place Chowder from Seattle on the West Coast there. And we actually placed first the creative chowder department with our seafood. And the long story short is the director, Jim Keenan, really believed in us little guys. And he stumbled on us to back up. He stumbled on us off of 91. And that's how we got the invite after he came and tried our chowder. So
He
after
just got
doing the chowder,
he just got off the Hatfield exit and happened to walk in, and it was a marriage, pretty much a friendship made in heaven.
I think we got that 91 North sign that said Chowder House, and he was going skiing or something, but for the twist of fate or the timing to happen. So fast forward, he gave us little guys a shot one year, and we placed and we got trophies, and we have been doing it for a number of years. God bless his heart. He passed away of a freak aneurysm, I think a year and a half, 2 years ago, and we just give him kudos and we think about him because he believed in us little guys. And now we've been doing the Big E and record numbers and stuff for 5 years. Unfortunately, the Chowder Fest, the actual Chowder Fest on my hat,
Yeah,
has never made a revival, and it makes us pretty sad. But he was the king, so
that's a great
it's hard
story,
to fill
though.
those shoes.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
great story, though,
Jim's a man.
and it makes you feel good and it makes you sad at the same time to think about him. It's and that's
It
that's
does, but
that's
yeah,
proof of a great man right there. But he got you up and running.
he's Chowder blessing us right now.
He's
He
chowder
gave us
blessed.
the weather this year.
Yeah,
Jimbo did. He's a man.
and it was the Big E. That's where you've been doing it now for all these years. You're talking 6 to 750 chowders a day. So let's just say 700
Yeah,
average, right? for 17 or 18 days. You're looking at 7,000 plus another 700 times 7. That's another 4,900. You're looking over 10,000 chowders you sold.
Anyone that watches this can get a notepad and pen out, and they'll know why my dad hates me right now.
That's a lot of humping.
Dave, that's only one soup. We had a Main Madness stew we did for the sticker price was $19. We didn't know if it was too much. We would sell 90 of them a day, sell out every day. Yeah. It was just 2 ounces of our lobster bisque and basically just 4 or 5 ounces of just fresh claw and tail meat. And my dad made this homemade dollop of herbs and garlic and clarified butter that you'd have to mix around in it. And it was just, it was money, dude. It was, we were telling people at the counter, don't get mauled trying to walk through the crowd. You know, someone's going to grab that from you. It looks so good.
Yeah.
So that was another big one.
You guys are so.
And then we ran
up here. You're so well known for your chowder. It sounds like your reputation is growing and growing and growing. That's great. What were you going to say? Go ahead.
No, our little sleeper soup that we run is the butternut bisque. I don't know if you ever had that, but it's got the nutmeg, the brown sugar, and people are just like, oh my God, they were calling it baby food on steroids for adults at the Big E.
That's in my refrigerator. That's actually going to be my, I already ate dinner, but I'm a weirdo. I'm like a French person. I eat my salad after dinner. And a lot of times for a late night snack, I'll have soup. And I make my butternut.
The butternut goes down easy.
Yeah, I make my butternut squash, and all I do is cut it in half, and I put maple syrup, honey, brown sugar, butter, and that's it. Salt and pepper, and that's it. I mean, that's such a nice. It has such a nice flavors. It's almost like a
little texture.
Yeah, it's like a dessert.
Yeah.
So
yeah, people love that one too. And that's time of the year.
Yeah, your soup. That soup is one of my favorites. But every one of your soups is one of my favorites. I mean, you guys are.
I mean, same.
Nobody makes better soup than you guys. How long has
Dave? There's one soup sleeper that he doesn't run that I'm gonna put out live is the shepherd's pie chowder that he makes. He doesn't make it that much. It's kind of elusive, but it is out of this world. It's like a corn chowder, just with the beef and the potato and the cream. The way he makes it.
You've got to tag us on social media when you make that, so we can tag our listeners so they can know that it's there.
It'll be on soon.
Have you guys thought about? I interviewed oh my gosh, restaurant in Boston. I cannot for the life of me. They make a nice chowder too. It's thick and they use dill and they use.
I was. Go on. No, what did you say?
It's a good chowder. It really is a solid chowder. But they've started to sell it, and they've been very successful. They use. I don't know who they use. I can't remember, but they sell it all over the world now.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever thought about going out and marketing this as a product that you can just ship?
Yeah, we kind of have, and right now after the Big E, we have places that are actually going to maybe start carrying our soup there's an ice cream place from Avon, Connecticut.
Yeah.
That the guy is just completely obsessed. That would work inversely with his business model when it's raining and there's less demand for ice cream. Yeah. But really, a couple of years ago, we went to an incubator kitchen in Greenfield. You use this up to code facilities, start to finish, to package, seal, preserve, inject with any preservatives. I know that sounds kind of blunt, but there is some stabilization that has to go to it. And my dad really he wasn't as vested. We were more vested in just growing the business at the time. So, and we ran a little trial batch and it was really nothing. Like, I think technology has come a lot more now. And also I think our logistics, we've done beta runs with some local restaurants and stuff, but we're kind of on the cusp. Every chowder we try is canned. No one takes the time to make it anymore.
Yeah.
To be completely honest,
you and your dad have two things. A lot of things in common, but one of the things you really have in common is an incredible work ethic. You seem like you're there all the time, both of you. And also you really are perfectionist and you like to be a part of the process at all steps. I mean, if you go through Smithsonian catering, it's not he's sending people out. He's there. He wants to make sure everybody's taken care of. You guys did a catering job at the University of Massachusetts for the University of Vermont field hockey team. And
yeah, I remember that. I wasn't there, but I remember that.
Your father was there. And the parents who I'm talking to, and I'm the one, and I'm the one who recommended, because I know them, and I recommended you guys, and they were like, not only was it unbelievable, but that guy came over and his service, he was on top of everything. People forget, once you let some of that out of your hands, that perfection that means so much to people like you who have been in this industry so long, kind of goes away, doesn't it? I don't mean it goes away, but that absolute, just the way you want it. You can't do that when you mass produce.
I think you're right, and it's about the nuances. I mean, it's everything from not even so much, I guess, perfectionist, but it's more in the food industry, consistency.
Yeah.
So we're always striving for that same bowl of soup. If it comes out too thin, we're asking, do we heat it up a little too long? What happened to the cream? Stuff like that. And then in terms of catering, he's just a wizard with controlled chaos. That's all you can. It can be chaotic,
with a big smile on his face.
People running, he just embraces the chaos and then radiates. Everyone can be grounded, even though there's 100 drunk people asking where to put water glasses or this or that. So it works out for us from the top down, starting with him.
When it comes to your soup, I think perfectly consistent would be a good way to put it. Perfectly consistent.
Yeah, I was going to say that, but I thought it was a force. But yeah, consistency. That's what he's always said. If they come in for a bowl of chowder one day, it has to be the same, just like McDonald's in that sense.
Yeah.
Like they don't want one with no clams in it. Then what value are we giving people, or trust or lack of trust?
And people will pay for value.
Right.
And they'll pay, and consistency is one of those valuable things. Now the fairs, there used to be fairs. I mean, when I was a kid, the fair circuit was huge. You go to Barrington, you'd go to Northampton, you'd go to Marshfield, the Big E. There are all these fairs all over New England. Not so many of them anymore. And now that horse racing's gone, not as many people. Do you guys do any other fairs, or is the Big E your big hit?
The Big E is pretty much our big hit. I mean, we'll do, in terms of vendor gigs like that, we're all in at the Big E because we're already applying to move to the Midway.
Yeah, and that's where all
and get out of it. Yeah, we kind of outstayed our welcome, and because people are running up to the counter too and being like, this isn't Lenny and Joe's Chowdah, or you're not from Connecticut. So, but in terms of, we do more like isolated stuff. We're doing something with Tree Works Dispensary, our neighbor.
Yep.
On Route 5. They're actually, they have something interesting. About 500 players are coming down later this month for a Frisbee golf tournament.
I was going to say, it sounds like I heard about that.
Yeah, and they're going to be raising money to restore this course. I'm actually blanking on where it is, but Frisbee golf is on the rise, and it's actually someone from the actual countrywide association, and there's people that take it serious, and it's a nice healthy sport, and you're outside, so we're all for it. We got asked to do the luncheon, so
at the Northampton, where I grew up, the town I grew up in, the Northampton Dog Park has a Frisbee golf course, which is great, except it's an off-leash dog park. So a lot of times you get those, you get the retrievers and the Frisbee goes, and there goes a dog with it.
You're not able to catch it every time.
You can't get it every single time. We went to the Tree Works. My wife, I, and our friends, Tommy and Cheryl went up the other day. Really nice place. Really nice.
Yeah.
They do a good job there. Very good job.
Yeah, they have some serious quality. Yeah.
Yep. And it's amazing how many craft breweries there are now. Gary Bogoff is a very good and old friend of mine, one of my favorite all-time customers when I was in the trash business, and I still love his beer, and he's just one of the nicest guys you're ever going to meet. But when he started, I think there was 350 in the country, maybe 450, and now there's over 890 in New England alone, craft breweries. So it's really, that industry has come a long way.
Oh, I was going to say, I thought you were saying Tree Works alone.
Oh, no, I'm talking about
we may have a little edit here. I'm talking about the dispensary next door to us on Route 5.
Okay.
You got me all sorts of. Hold on.
Yeah.
See, they are called Tree Works too.
Well, that's confusing.
Yeah, but you know what? You should look into them. They won High Times Tincture of the Year right next door. They're the old the nursery.
Well, I'm going to stop in tomorrow. You got to introduce me. Will I be back?
Yeah, you should see. These kids are cranking.
Yeah. All right.
Best
So
teacher in the country.
we've changed. You know, I got mixed up, but it's the same name.
Yeah, no, so did I.
I don't think we have to.
I didn't even.
Yeah, I don't have to
Yeah,
edit
I
it.
didn't even
That's my
realize.
bad. That's my bad. No need to edit that. No need whatsoever.
It's our good now.
It knows when people know that you're not perfect. Everyone knows I'm not
Yeah.
perfect, except my wife. My wife knows that I'm perfect. She says to me every day, I am so lucky because you are perfect.
Come on.
Do you believe that?
Not at all.
No, it's not true. Anyway, so next
Now
door, you're doing that thing. So that's kind of cool. So where are they going to do the frisbee golf thing? Do you know?
No, I'm blanking on where, because they're trying to restore a course out here, or partly, there were kids years ago, but like I said, someone from the actual Frisbee Golf National Association, like they're coming out and they're going to be registering and signing up new players and raising money to rebuild this course. So any listeners, if you're into it, you should definitely. I don't know if there's any registration open yet, but it's going to be a nice 500 plus person event probably.
I'll tell you what, if you find anything out, can you just kind of make a mention on your social, like on Facebook or on one of your social media sites, and then ask them if you can put up and I'll do it too, put up some kind of a notification for them, and then we can tag that along so people can see what's going on.
You should get some FaceTime with Macklin and Milo, or a couple of gentlemen that own it. They're putting out a stellar product.
I'll have you set me up with them tomorrow. That we can give them a little publicity. That's perfect.
They're awesome.
People need to know people who are interested in frisbee golf and great food and great chowder. I say chowder because I'm not from Boston. People from North Carolina think that if you're from Massachusetts, that you have a Boston accent, and they'll say car, say car, and I go car.
Dave, I got one for you.
What's that?
I made the mistake on one of our nice pull-up trade show banners.
Yeah.
I put Best Chowdah AH at the Big E.
Yeah.
And I didn't hear the end of it from Connecticut people.
They couldn't. That's right. I know. And that's a Connecticut.
We're putting that in. I never thought about that. Putting that in the Connecticut house. They tore us up until they had a sample and bought one.
And then they're happy as can be. Now they got a hat and good food. Hey, we're with Ben Langlois, Smithsonian Chowder House. We're talking about his time, a lot of things, but we're talking about his another successful Big E, really the New England Fair. It's the New England Fair. Remember that movie? You're too damn young. My state fair is a great state fair. That's the song.
No.
They sing it over and over. It's called State Fair, I think.
I feel like I heard it playing throughout the concourse.
It's one of those movies that, like in 1970, your parents would stuff you full of on Saturday afternoon, right? Like 2:00, they'd stuff you full of turkey and then gravy and then mashed potatoes and every other thing they could possibly get in you. And they'd stick you in front of this incredibly stupid, boring 1947 movie until you'd doze off. They'd probably run in the other room and have sex, It was
sounds like bittersweet nostalgia.
It is bittersweet.
Some of those things that you're just like, oh
yeah.
Man.
And all you remember from a kid is my state fair is a great state fair.
Yeah.
And it'd be like
the one thing that got burned into your brain.
Yeah, absolutely.
From that particular.
And then you get a little bit older, and you're like a young teenager, kind of a wise ass, and you start making up your own. My state fair is a great state fair. I think that your state fair sucks. And then everybody.
That's funny. I mean, I've adopted stuff from my dad like that, like little sayings and this and that. So as much as we joke,
Oh, I know.
All those little things shape us.
They really do. I mean, there's so much truth to that.
Yeah.
The other thing that shapes us is food too. I mean, food, and that's like when I go to my grandmother, my babci, my Polish grandmother made great soup. She made the best cabbage soup, and I don't apologize to you because she made the best cabbage soup you'd ever had in your life. Period.
That's awesome.
There was no competition. And
I want some people to beat us, Dave. We're all in it together.
Yeah, I mean, she was just she was a traditional American Polish cook. She could just bring it, and she brought it with love. My other grandma was Italian. She was a great cook too. And we don't talk a lot about, you talk about Italian food, you talk about Southeast Asian food, Vietnamese food, you talk about Chinese food, you talk about French food, but you don't really talk about Polish food, Hungarian food. You do talk about Greek food a little, but the Greeks have great food. There's so many different nationalities. There's so many people who are part of our nation. And, they've brought and mixed and matched. And a lot of times, I mean, more than a lot of times, you go to, I just got back from Italy. The food in Italy is obviously real Italian food, but it's not Italian American food. When immigrants came from Italy, they had to make changes based on what they could afford, what could best fill up the house. It's the same with French, it's the same with everything else. There's adaptations of that food. Irish food. You go to Ireland, first of all, the best chef in Ireland 2 years in a row is a guy from the best chef in Europe, according to Food and Something the biggest food magazine in Europe. 2 years in a row is a guy from Ireland. Now you don't think of the Irish, you think of boiled boiled meat on a biscuit. You think about corned beef and cabbage. In Ireland, they never have corned beef and cabbage. And the food
well, you don't think of a Michelin-rated chef.
And they're there. I mean, and they're great, great food, great chefs. You and I both, our families both came from Quebec, Langlois, c'est du sol. And are you a Habs fan?
Right.
Ouais, c'est ça. Alors, we have, that tradition of, for me anyway, the food means a lot to me. I mean, I like going to Quebec City and getting seared foie gras. I love having my salad, and that's something I've started to do more and more after the meal. It's supposed to be very good for your digestion. That's why they do it. Or it just makes them ordinary. Oh, the French can be we can be ornery folks. Ornery. It even sounds like something you put on the Christmas tree, right? Or a part of the body. Ornery. It's a weird word. Ornery.
That's very. You just nailed that one.
Yeah, it's pretty true.
Could be a slur or something too if you throw it out of your mouth the right way.
Gotta be careful. Yeah. Ornery. Fun to say. Anyway, but I love going to Quebec because I like those foods, and I honestly think it's in my DNA. I think that my body knows, the DNA knows. Oh yeah, this is where we're from. This is what we're supposed to eat. Poutine. I love poutine. I can't get any poutine down here.
I was gonna interject and just be a poster child. Yeah, I mean, I'm hockey tournaments growing up. If we went to Sherbrooke or Magog, all of us kids were crushing those. Sometimes a little too authentic, too many cheese farmers cheese curds, but
you can't get the real.
That's something it's just starkly different. That like you're saying, it's an ode
can't get it here. You can't get good poutine. I've never had, and people try. God bless them, they try. And every grandmother.
It's always just a bar, gastro bar version, not the same. You're right, Dave.
Yeah, and every meme had their own sauce, but as it came down, it had to change because it couldn't get the same cheese curd. What do they call it? Heart attack on a plate, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Literally.
That's what it is. It's a heart attack on a plate. But when I was younger,
I mean,
great. I don't know why, but it's great for hangovers.
That's a lot of French food too. Like I've never seen someone eat so much butter as my grandmother. Like, she could eat it like it was a solidified. I don't even know. Like, if she was buttering a piece of toast, she would cut an extra piece off the butter dish and just eat it like a chip. It was, and she was as French, And
how long did she live?
She lived till she was 87, 88.
Yeah.
These
people who ate terrible food, my friend Marge, like God rest her soul, I loved her with my heart, just died at 114. 104 rather, 104. She was almost 104. She was born on the last day of World War I. And she passed away this past month. One of my favorite people in the world. And just
how about eating butter like a chip though?
And she ate whatever she wanted. French toast was her favorite thing in the world at the Bluebonnet Diner in Northampton. She loved her French toast.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen.
And I'll tell you, when you go up there, when they make French toast, when they make the crepe, the butter is everywhere. And that's
what I was saying. Just even on a saltine, that saltine didn't stand a chance with some spreadable butter, Dave. You wouldn't even see the thing.
Hey, between poutine and the butter and everything else, I always thought if I ever grew up in Quebec, I would have even been a heart surgeon or a funeral home director, and then I would have married a heart surgeon or a funeral home director because you're always working on their hearts, and then pretty soon they drop anyway, so you're going to put them in. You can't go
Be a
wrong.
wealthy man.
So let's talk a little more.
Cover each front.
Before we let you go, I want to talk a little bit more about the Smithsonian because we've talked about your soups, talked about your chowders, but there's a lot of great stuff there. One of my favorite sandwiches is the summertime. Do you serve the summertime in the fall?
What?
Do you?
No, it's year round. I just named it that because when we put the sauteed onions and the barbecue chicken on the grill,
Yeah,
I was just like, damn, this smells like just summertime.
summertime. Yeah, that caramelized onion with chicken on
Yep.
and what else is on there? I can't remember.
White wheater. It's just we just switched to white cheddar, just grilled chicken breast, open pit barbecue, and caramelized onion.
Yeah, those caramelized onions give it a great taste. And the bread, I like your bread. You know, you can make the best sandwich in the world, but if your bread sucks, you're wasting your time. I say that all the time. And you were talking about the lobster rolls earlier. I think we were when you said
Yeah,
lobster roll. Who had the lobster roll you were talking about at the Big E before
Lenny and Joe's.
yeah,
Yep,
Lenny and
Lenny and
Joe's.
Joe's at the Big E.
Yeah, and they
They
put it
use a
on like
nice brioche, almost like egg bread, like
yeah,
nice
and
and
it's on a simple
almost
hot dog
yellow
roll.
in color.
Yeah, on a simple hot dog roll.
Yeah,
If you have too much bread, you're
right,
just eating bread. It's like a
right.
whoopie pie. If you have too much whoopie pie and not enough marshmallow cream, you're wasting my time. You're wasting because you
We're
know what?
talking eatability.
It's gonna get
Eatability is
dry.
big.
It's gonna get dry. My daughter has a roommate out in Boston. She's just moved up here from Georgia. And now I hear the echo.
You do?
I
Bad?
do. Yeah.
Hold
Just
on.
my state fair is an echo state fair. That's
Should be
better.
better.
That's better. But she came from Georgia, and we just drove her back out to Boston with my daughter, and we stopped at Common Man. I'll give them a plug. The Common Man restaurant for Route 93, coming out of Concord, right at the rest area. Really nice rest area, by the way. And she had never heard of, seen, or had a whoopie pie, and
That's a sin.
they have very good whoopie pies, as you do too. But
No,
now,
no, I give it to the comment man because I've stopped there or I had one of my buddies that brought me something. Their stuff is pretty impressive.
yeah, and they've got restaurants all over the place, not just the rest areas. They got one in
Yeah,
Claremont. They've got 8 or 9. I've interviewed one up in Maine, a diner. They do a really nice
yeah.
job. But you guys have great whoopie pies too. Great desserts. And
Thank you.
a good dessert's healthy. So you can get soup, you can get dessert, you can get a sandwich. What else you got?
Yeah. Then we really since the start of COVID, we went back to the full menu. We got lobster rolls, prime rib will be starting again on Fridays.
How's a prime
The
rib come?
stuff
It's just prime rib on a plate.
it's just prime rib and then the potato, the starch and vegetable of the day, usually or always Swazi potato, but either mashed or roasted reds are
Yep.
my dad's go-to.
For our
Usually
listeners,
just a veg
for our
medley.
listeners outside this area, Swazlowski, world's best potato,
Easily.
easily. Swazlowski potatoes. If you ever see a potato in your supermarket that says Swaz, grab it because
Yeah.
it comes from the most
Just
fertile land and the second most fertile soil in all the land, the whole
yeah.
world. All right, I'm
Connecticut
sorry.
River Valley, baby.
Yeah, really rich. So it's a prime rib dinner.
Yep. That's only on Fridays because I usually I put a post up at noon and it's sold out by 5 or 6 o'clock. So but seafood casserole, he does his
That's my
seafood
favorite.
stuffing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So more dinner dishes like that. But I think what people are most excited about is we're gonna throw that lobster stew on our menu. Try to figure out a little more happy price point for everyone. But
Yeah.
what we heard at the Big E, like you just said, was they went with the lobster stew because they didn't want the bread.
Yeah.
So they're like, this is perfect. It's just protein, and we're walking around all day, and it's delicious. And yeah, there's butter, but it's still the big eats. EATS is what
Right.
half the people call it. So
And you're right. You're staying away from the carbs that way too.
yeah, I love that people adopted that when I didn't even see that side of it at
Yeah.
first.
And I should be doing more of that.
Same.
It's a problem.
But yeah, so our menu, pizzas too, pizzas, wings. We're gonna be doing a lot of promos in the winter for that because
Pizza.
those are,
Son of a
yeah.
bitch. I forgot you have pizzas.
I know we got to push them more. We're selling too
I
much
com-
soup and sandwiches.
I never mentioned them. I never get a pizza.
Well, Dave, here's the thing with me having a little more oversight on the front of the house. I've been eyeing this all-American combo that you can't get at every restaurant, and it's just a bowl of chowder and a slice of pizza, my man.
You can't beat
Maybe
that.
have a warm for lunch. Yeah, I'm not saying it's everyone's go-to, but it's almost like a cheeseburger substitute, like something that's approachable. It's a little bit more than just a bowl of soup, a little more relevant. Keep it under 10, 15 bucks. Bing, bang, boom. Slice of our homemade pizza with a bowl of chowder.
It sounds
Or
like
chicken noodle or whatever you want.
Yeah, sounds like a Saturday, Sunday football perfection.
You heard it first.
Oh, gotta love it. Benny Langlois, the Smithsonian Benny, always glad to have you on. I can't wait to have you on again. I can't wait to be back in West Hatfield so I can wander on in, say hi to all your wonderful crew. You have a great crew, by the way. Great team out.
They're awesome.
Great team in the back.
Rock stars.
Yep, they are rock stars. And when I come in, what I do, I eat and I eat and I gab and I talk to strangers who don't know me, who always give you that look like, is he safe? Am I in danger?
I love it.
Am I in danger?
When you turn your back, I just give him the thumbs up. He's
safe.
all right.
He's all right. We gave him his medication. He's fine. Benny, thanks for being with you. We'll see you soon. Get over to Smithsonian. We're going to throw some gift certificates on.
Let's do it, Dave.
Yeah, we'll throw them on next week. No, let's throw them on. Right. Let's throw them on tomorrow, Friday. Get people going.
Do it.
Weekend.
When you can stop in, they'll be loaded up.
All right.
It's soup season. Leaf peepers. Someone will incentivize someone to take a ride out, head up Route 5, get some lunch, stop at Yankee Candle.
Yeah, if you're coming from the south, it's exit 27 now.
It is 27.
It used to be exit 21. It's exit 27. Mile marker 27 matches up. Easy. You get off. You take a left. You go down the bottom of the hill. Take a right. You go about a quarter mile or so, and on the left, you'll see it. You'll see a ton of cars.
You don't even need that. We have our trailblazing signs in case you don't remember Dave's verbiage.
That's my verbiage. Bang, bing, bong. You're there. You don't need all that GPS. Bing, bang, bong. You're there.
That actually would work.
Yeah. Exit 27. Bing, bang, bong. Right.
I like that.
Yeah. Unless you like marijuana, then it's exit 27. Smoke a bong. Right. Instead of bing bang bong, smoke a bong. Does anyone smoke?
Well, then they smoke. They're bing bang bong. They're gonna end up in Charlemont or something. You know how that goes.
I know, they get lost. Do people still smoke bongs?
A little bit.
Really?
Kind of aggressive. I think the real. I call them weeders. Weeders, like the real weeders. Like the heavy weeders. I kind of made that up.
The heavy weeder. I like that. Heavy weeders. Well, if you're a heavy weeder, if there's a good chance you'll be hungry, head over to Smithsonian too.
Bing, bang, bong.
Bing, bang, bong. Have a good time. Hey, Benny, I'll see you soon. Thanks. We're going to take a quick break.
Thank you.
Yeah, we'll be back right after some more of cooking something good. Stick around. www.call91.com. Those are my two favorite websites. 3, 2, 1. Hey, it's time for one of my favorite segments. One of my favorite people on the whole planet. Why? Because she's AJ, Andrea Jorgensen. Sunapee. What's happening? It's cold here. It's supposed to be only mid-50s tomorrow.
Really?
We've had a lot of rain, so things have blossomed again.
Okay.
Rivers have filled back up. The reservoirs have filled back up. The waterfalls are flowing. We've had a lot of rain.
Oh.
A lot of rain.
We have not started our rainy season yet, so we're getting there. If you look at the 2-week forecast, I think there's some rain on the tail end of the 2 weeks, but it was 80 yesterday. It's supposed to be about 78 today. We're mid 70s or so through like the middle of next week.
Well, tomorrow's the first day of. Is it today? First day of fall?
Yeah, today, Thursday.
Today's the first day of fall, and tomorrow it's supposed to drop down to the high of 52 to 55. I think they said.
Wow.
Yeah, and 48.
That's coming for us.
Yeah, 47 to 51 in Sunapee.
Wow.
So it's that time. It's fall. And I love fall seasons. I love tailgating. The only thing, this is the first year in 14 years that my daughters aren't involved in college sports or high school.
Yeah.
And I really love tailgating. I love cooking for tailgates. I love everything about tailgates. And now there's no more tailgates. So I am going to go to a couple field hockey games. See
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
the old folks. I'm going to make my sticky pork ribs, which I love, star anise, and they're unbelievable. They're so good. I'll use Marsala wine, rice wine vinegar. I use apple cider vinegar too. What else do I put in there? I red pepper flakes, ginger, garlic, and I sear them on top in a baking dish on top of the stove.
Yep.
I get a really great sear, and then I put everything on, and then so you got that really hot pepper, you got the ginger, which is really spicy, and then I put on honey. And then I add the marsala and the vinegar, then I reduce it, test it to make sure that the vinegar, I like that sharpness in the vinegar.
Yep.
Then it's 30 minutes on each side, and then it reduces while it's cooking. And then you take it out and you can turn them over and over. And then you put in the refrigerator, and the next day you heat them up again, you turn them over again. It's even better. It's better the second day. So I can't wait for that. And we're going to be doing that. We had a gentleman on our show. Did we talk about this a couple weeks ago? His name is Finnegan. His name is Finn. He goes by, but I like saying Finnegan because it's from that movie. Remember Yankee Doodle Dandy?
No.
Harrigan spells Harrigan, but I always go Finnegan spells Finnegan. Anyway, his name's Finn O'Connor, and he is graduated my daughter Isabel, my Izzy's daughter, my youngest daughter's high school class. Went to UMass, got a mechanical engineering degree.
Oh yeah, you told me about this.
Yeah, and at the same time he was getting his he became a professional bike racer, and now he has his business where he buys old ambulances and he turns it into, amongst other things, little mini tailgating foodie truck kind of thing, which is really cool.
Yeah.
You can customize it so you get everything you want. We know what the basics are. You need a sink, you need a grill, you need, fans. You really do need fans to blow out of there. They have all the wiring on these trucks already.
That's true, yeah.
Which is a big advantage. So we're selling them for him.
Oh wow.
You know anybody at the universities or colleges out there, or anybody who says, "Hey, we're interested in something like that," and we wrap it to their logo, with their logos, to their, no matter who it is.
Yeah,
it's kind of cool.
That is cool.
Really cool. And this kid's 22 years old. He's done all this, and he's already sold a bunch of them. He's accomplished all these things. Professional bike racer, mechanical engineering degree, started his own. He owns 2 other businesses too.
You hear her yelling?
Yeah. Oh. Will she fall asleep?
I mean, I'm hoping. She told me she wasn't tired. She's just going to rest today. So she asked her all of her resting books in her bed. I did ignore her the other day and she fell asleep, so I'm kind of hoping that's what happens today. I'm just going to turn the sound off for a bit.
If not, she can come out and join us. Will she sit on your lap nicely?
Oh, no.
Really?
That girl is always going. We got home from school. She should be tired because they play like bejesus at school. She ran laps around the island dining room table for 20 laps.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think of whose daughter that is.
Yeah.
I was going to say, does it make any sense? It makes perfect sense. So what's going on in the world of Washington? What's going on in Seattle?
Weather's looking pretty good. Crops continue to come in, so that's good. Hit the farmer's market last weekend. Can't go wrong there, right? Well, my husband had picked up some flowers for me for my birthday, so that was good. And
hey, happy birthday. I didn't know it was your birthday. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
May I ask?
What?
How tall you are? How old you are? I'll tell you.
I wasn't sure if you're gonna ask what day it was or how old I am.
How old are you?
I'm 38.
Are you really?
Mm-hmm.
You look, I swear to God, you look 10 years younger than that.
Thank you.
you look late 20s.
All of our friends, or all the parents of the kids who are Rose friends, they're all in their early 30s and stuff like that. So I always feel like I'm the older one, but everyone's like, "Oh no, you're fine.
You're fine.
You look younger." So I'm like, "Oh, good."
I've learned something about age, and it took me a long time to figure it out. When I was 30, I was like, God, I'm getting old. I wish I was 25. When I was 35, I'm like, God, I wish I was 30. When I got to be 58, I'm like, I'm just freaking glad I'm alive. I am so happy to be here, and I'm glad I'm not 79.
Yep.
Right. And when I'm 79, I'm going to say, well, at least I'm not 86. When I'm 86,
My dad sent me a thing the other day that was like, it was a lot cooler being 20 in the 70s than being 70 in the 20s. I was like, yes,
good
I'm
point.
sure.
Very good point.
Valid. Yes.
There's nothing you can do. You can't stop that train.
Nope.
You just can't.
Nope.
You try not to stress out. Go for a walk, and not stressing out is hard because a lot of things can bring stress and stress. The only thing that can really bring stress into your life is you, right?
If you let it.
If
Yeah.
you let it. And it's impossible to never let it. There's nobody I know on the earth who can never let it. I'm telling you, Gandhi once in a while be, this is bullshit. I've had enough of this. Right? I guarantee you Gandhi said that. Grabbed a big bottle of
Lots of
scotch.
extra tea.
I grabbed a bottle of scotch and 10 bags of Doritos and a couple of joints, drank some scotch, got stoned, and ate Doritos. I guarantee you Gandhi did that every once in a while, right? Just stress it out. Gandhi's stressed out. I've done that like 15
It
times.
must be bad if Gandhi is stressed out.
So if it happens to Gandhi, it can happen to everybody. That's the way I see it.
There you go. There you go.
So what's growing and what's
So it's one of my favorite things. It's one of your favorite things. If anybody who cooks, I'm sure it's their favorite thing too. And I think it is one of the only things that you do not put sugar or maple syrup or honey on. Garlic.
Garlic's my favorite thing in the world. I eat raw garlic. I do.
I don't go that far, but I use a lot of garlic.
You know what I do? I take my garlic and I crush it with the skin on, and then I just kind of brown it, and then I take it out, and then I make bread, and I toast like a nice
Baguette.
a baguette, and I'll take the garlic and I'll just rub it. I'll put a little olive oil in it, and then I'll just rub the garlic all over it. Oh, it's so good.
So good.
I love
This time of year, I usually grab a ton at the farmers markets and then like shell it all and then like throw it in olive oil and throw it in the oven and do like, 10 heads of garlic, just roast them that way. And then I pour them in a canning jar and I pour the oil on top and I leave it in the fridge. And then anytime I need roasted garlic, it's right there.
That's perfect. That's a great idea. Garlic it's healthy. I think it's really good for you. I love the smell of it. I love kissing someone who has garlic. I mean, if Gandhi just ate garlic, I would make out with Gandhi. That's how much I like garlic.
All right.
And it's so versatile. There's so
It is.
many things you can do with it.
Yep.
The only thing you can't do is burn it. You burn garlic, you're done. Throw
It's
it away,
done. Yeah.
start over.
Yep.
So many people who write in once in a while and they'll be like, I burned garlic. Can I still? I'm like, no.
No,
You burn the
it's
garlic,
fine.
party's over.
Yep. Get rid of the oil, get rid of everything,
Get rid of
wipe
the
your pan out, start
wipe it
again.
out really good. You got to start over.
Yep.
And that's when they say, all right, I'll be right back from Subway in 5 minutes. 'Cause a lot of people, but garlic and onions. And somebody taught me, I can't remember who taught me this. Anyway, garlic and onions, if you see that you're starting to lose it, and you can see, right, you're starting to burn your garlic and onions, just get some cold water, put it in a sink for just a second, just enough in there to stop the cooking, to cool the pan down. And you can do that with just a splash of water. Right now, it's gonna pop because you got a little, but that will burn off. That will go off, and you'll be back in business. But if you think it's just going to turn the gas off, because your pan still has all that heat in it.
Exactly. Yeah. The residual heat's going to get you.
And a lot of people make that mistake. They make it a lot of times with eggs in a pan like that. Another thing great with garlic and eggs. Frankly,
a little bit of dill, feta cheese.
I like egg Sinatra too. So I'll just take some tomatoes, put them through my blender. I'll cut them up, put them through my blender, and I'll add some garlic, and then I'll just poach an egg in there.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Cook the sauce up, and then put a little basil on top, and it's just a great. And sometimes some red pepper flakes. It's a great way to start the day.
Yeah,
stink like crazy. If you're gonna if you have to be somewhere where you don't really like the people, and you want them to give you space, that's breakfast.
Good meal to have, yeah.
Yeah, that's the breakfast you want.
Yeah.
But think of it, a garlic, you don't put it in your Raisin Bran. Nope. And like you said, nothing sweet, but so many things. Do you?
And it's just, I mean, especially because it's like one of the things that you can roast and it completely changes the flavor, the texture. Like, you take a clove roasted garlic and you just smear it on some bread and a little bit of salt on top. I can eat that whole thing. Sign me up.
Elephant garlic too. I love elephant garlic.
Mm-hmm.
And then you spread it like butter
Yep.
on again on a nice baguette. Oh, it is. That's one of my favorite things.
Mm-hmm.
You can make my other thing. I love roasted hot peppers with garlic. And that's
Oh yeah.
all you need. The hot. I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to remember the name of the pepper. It's a incredibly hot. They're red and green, so hot. Italians make them all the time. I can't remember. I'm drawing a blank. But it's just that garlic, and you just you caramelize it with
Mm.
a little bit of shear, which just takes a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But you take one bite, and your top of your head starts sweating. Every pore in your body is pouring out sweat. So now you smell like sweat and garlic, and you just couldn't be happier.
That's how you know it's a good day.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Never heard
Yeah,
of this.
especially this time of year because like for me, I'm doing like a bunch of the cold weather cooking, right? So you got all your soups, you got your chowders, you're doing your roast chickens, your pot roast, all this sort of stuff. All the garlic, put all the garlic in.
Yep. Yeah. I have not made a lot of chicken because my family became anti-chickenites.
Oh, okay.
It became very healthy, and I think chicken is healthy to tell you the truth. But I'm going to start making more chicken this year. I've got a attachment on my grill where I can broast chicken.
Oh, nice.
Never used it, so I'm going to try that. I've never broasted
Yeah.
chicken before. I've never deep fried a turkey or a chicken. I
I have not done that.
I know someone would burn their house down on Thanksgiving. Deep frying a turkey.
Yeah, that happens.
It
Yeah.
didn't work.
Yeah.
Well, it worked, but they got grease on the porch. What happened is when they put it in, the grease came flying up.
Yeah.
Started a fire on the porch, and they grabbed a hose and they tried to hose it down.
Oh no.
By the time somebody said, we really should call the fire department, it was too late.
Yeah.
It like they lost complete control, and they lost their whole house like 25 years ago.
Oh God.
So I haven't done it yet.
Yeah, no, that's probably a good idea. Yeah. I get one of the really, really small, like roasting chickens and I actually do it in my air fryer.
You know what? Next week when we record, I'm going to bring my air fryer upstairs. I'm going to bring all my equipment upstairs, right? And you're going to take me step by step through a chicken, air fried chicken, because I hate that damn air fryer. I do not like it. Doesn't cook anything.
I did salmon in the air fryer the other day and I thought of you. I was like, David would be rolling his eyes right now.
I have never made anything good in there. It's either dry as can be, half cooked, and it's me, right? Because I know a lot of people who swear by the damn things. And I'm such a sucker. I have two. I mean, if a commercial
You hate the first one. How did you get two?
Because I thought maybe there's something wrong with the air fryer, so I got a different one. I'm a sucker. I drive my wife nuts because if I see something on TV, like an infomercial, I become like Beavis and Butthead. I'm going to buy the what's it called? ShamWow. I have ShamWow up the bazoo here. I got ShamWows everywhere. I've got everything. I got the tape that you can put on the bottom of your boat, and your boat won't leak. And my damn cellar leaks, even though I put the tape around it. It's like it didn't work. Nothing I bought, and none of this crap, nothing that I've ever bought was ever worth it. I have never bought one thing on those infomercials that was ever like, wow, this was a good buy. Not one. And still, it's like a drug addiction or a gambling addiction or like a drinking addiction. I watch these things and I'm like, yeah. I know my credit card number by heart. Yep. I'll just ring it up. I bought a cup yesterday. I went out because I was alone this week. So I went out to grab some dinner at a great little, Alina's. I went to Alina's and I'm sitting there by myself at the bar and I see this cup that keeps coffee warm up to 6 hours. Right? $29.99 or 3 easy payments of $57, whatever the hell it was, right? And there I am sitting at the bar and I bought one. And then I was in bed. I wasn't even sleeping last. I'm in bed by myself and I'm lying up there. I'm like, why in the name of dear God would I want to keep coffee hot for 6 hours? Who drinks coffee for 6 hours? Why did I buy this coffee mug? But I bought it. And now I'm going to have it. And I don't have any room for anything else. I'm done. I'm trying to get rid of stuff. Right? Yeah. So I can bring in more good stuff. Just don't want to bring in food and food related things. I do want to be able to put food into a bag and boil it. I do want to get.
Oh, sous vide.
I want to get a sous vide. That's one thing I do want to get because I think I would like that.
Yeah.
I think I would like to try reverse searing a steak.
Yep.
I think would be great. I just think that I think I would like, and I think I would use. But that's mainstream, right? That's not one of those. Hey, and guess what? Now you get not
No, you
one,
can get it.
you get two.
Bed Bath and Beyond. You can get them on Amazon. You can get.
And they're real. I mean, they've been used for centuries. Sous vides have been used for centuries.
Not the ones you get today, but yeah.
What's that?
Not the ones you get today, but
not the ones today. But they've done that. You know what else I got at that store? I was going to ask you. Have you ever mushroom ketchup? And it's deceiving. It's not a ketchup in the sense that we use. It's more of a seasoning, a salty seasoning that they use on a lot.
Is it a sauce?
It's no. It's more like it's almost like a liquid seasoning, and they would use it if they're making a steak sauce. They would use it.
Okay. Yeah. You want that like umami flavor in there?
Got that little bit of mushroomy with that salty kind of an edge to it.
Huh.
So I mean, if I was making steak Diane, I may put a little bit of that in with the cream when I put in the cream for the That's one of my favorite. I love steak Diane. I love cream sauces. I'm very French in that regard. I love French food. I love anything with a nice gravy or cream sauce. I that's what I have to have. And that's just very French. Very, very French. So I got a sore throat today. Can you hear it?
Again, yeah.
Yeah. It's from singing. I was singing earlier.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then as you get more advanced middle age, you can't sing as much as you could before. Your voice gets tired. But
Makes sense.
Now I carry water because my daughters say I don't drink enough water. So my new goal is to drink 4 of these a day.
Okay. Good luck with that.
This is the 4th one.
Is it really? Good job.
Yeah. This is day 1 too.
Oh, okay. I usually drink 3 of those a day.
Yeah, I drink 4. And I have found that I have run upstairs like 11 times in the last 2 hours and 50
Yep. I'm sure.
4 is going to be too many.
Yeah.
But they say I will feel better quickly. So what else do you do with garlic? Anything?
I mean, Mike and I went out last weekend for my birthday. I ordered a pizza with roasted squash on it and had whole cloves of roasted garlic on it. I was like, well, I'm on board with this.
I was going to say, yeah.
I mean, like garlic's good and everything. I always throw it in when I make my pasta sauces. I always throw in, like a head of garlic and Parmesan rind and stuff like that with tomatoes and all cooked down. I mean, what don't you do with garlic? It goes in everything. I mean, I have garlic powder, I have fresh garlic, I have the roasted garlic in the fridge. Like everything I make.
I use a lot of garlic
savory.
powder. I think, more garlic powder than most people, and I didn't until the last 5 or 6 years.
Yeah.
I think I've discussed this woman with you. Her name is she has a YouTube page. It's called Bon Appetit. She probably has like 2-3 million followers, and she's this very old Italian woman, obviously from Italy. Her English is, "Hi, I'm a Gina. Today I make the meatball." And I always tell the story. I made the best meatballs. I made better meatballs than my nana. I made great.
Oh, that's like sacrilegious.
It is, but I made really, really, really good meatballs. And I mean, I brag about them. I can be a bragger. And I can. In a fun, good-spirited way. No, it's just kind of a conceited way. But still, what's important is I was put in my place because I watched one of her videos, and she was making meatballs and sauce, and I changed my sauce recipe too. I go by both. Her meatballs are the best in the world, but she's a lot of garlic powder, and she uses a lot of garlic powder in her sauce, and a lot of salt. A lot of salt. And it doesn't taste salty. I don't know how she does it. She does the same thing my nana did though. She grates carrots into the sauce, which is very southern Puglia That's the area that she was from.
Yeah.
So that gives it that sweetness.
Mm-hmm.
And you
Without adding sugar to it.
yeah.
And then the carrots just cook down anyway.
Right. You don't see the carrots at all.
Yeah.
And then she sears pork on the outside really hot. And then she shreds the pork in there too, which my nana did too.
In the tomato sauce?
The tomato sauce. You get this shredded pork, this carrot, the salt. I must absorb into the pork or whatever. I mean, if I put salt in my sauce, it would taste so salty.
Yeah.
And hers doesn't. I mean, she puts a handful in. And then garlic, and then a garlic powder on top of that, and garlic salt on top of that, and it doesn't taste salty.
Huh.
It's a really good sauce, and that that pork has that sweet.
Mm-hmm.
I absolutely love pork. I love it. Pork and lamb, and it's not.
I love lamb. Ugh, I love lamb.
Lamb, you either love it or you hate it. I absolutely love it. I make a lamb. I love lamb with mint jelly.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny because that guy we had on today, Alan G's from Brits R Us, we recorded his show today. When he came from England, they don't have our mint jelly. And he said, yeah, when I first saw it, I thought, where'd they get that? Chernobyl? It does kind of look like it, doesn't
it? Does. It is like green.
Yeah, theirs is mixed with spinach.
Okay.
So, and it has less of that minty, I like that minty taste. But I also make a Moroccan lamb. We'll make that actually. We'll make that on one of the shows, and when it gets a little colder, and it's those hot and spicy Moroccan flavors. I love Moroccan food.
I made meatballs like that once, and it was Moroccan seasoning, and then you glaze it with you reduce a bunch of pomegranate juice, and you glaze it with the pomegranate.
Oh God!
Oh God! Because you've got like the earthy, spicy herbs, and then you've got the sweet tang of the Oh my God! I was sitting there. There were lamb meatballs, and it made probably, I don't know, like 30 meatballs. And by the time like I got done making it, I was like, I have like 10 left. This is a bad thing.
I know. That's the problem with something like that. If it's good, you eat so much of it.
And it was like so delicious. And I'm like, I'm sure this is not good for me, but I just do not care.
You get to a stage where you're like, if somebody asks you, can you have these pomegranate glazed Moroccan meatballs, or you can eat as many of them as you want, or you can have sex for 7 minutes, and you're sitting there going, give a fork.
I don't even need a fork.
No. You take a fork over a. Yeah. That's how good some stuff like that is. But you would love this. I'll send you the recipe after the show.
Yeah.
You can make it. It is my favorite lamb. And only my mother loves lamb. I don't think my brother does. I think only my mother and I and our family love lamb. And I'll make it for her, and we will just devour it. She makes that too now. I gave her that recipe, and she makes it really well. She doesn't cook as much as she used to. She was a great cook.
Oh, yeah.
Manny was a great cook. And she's still a character. 86, driving around. I never know where she is. When your parents get older, you don't know where they are. That's okay. You know, it's nerve-wracking sometimes. I'm like, Mom, I'm trying to call you. Why? And you can't say because you're getting old and I was worried that you dropped dead, right?
That doesn't come out right usually.
You say that. They know.
I
right?
haven't heard from you in a while. How's
they
everything
know.
going?
They know and they appreciate it, right? And it's your parents. When they get older, your mom gets old, it's your mom, right? You got to do anything she wants. Anything she wants, no matter what it is. And I think deep down, she's like, I'm going to terrorize him. I'm going to make him.
Give him everything he gave to me growing up.
I think it's getting even time. I really do.
For sure, yeah.
Well, we just lost one of her dear friends.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and he was a World War II B-20, was it the B-24 or the B-26 Marauders? He had 19 missions over Italy before he was 19, in combat missions over hostile territory before he was 19 years old.
Whoa.
Yeah, we had on this show to talk about what he ate on some of the longer missions. And he was still as sharp as could be, 97 years old. He was riding his bike every day, swimming every other day, still driving, and he sadly died in a car accident. But
oh, no.
Yeah, that's a long time to drive.
Oof, yeah.
But it's hard to take your parents because that's their, and I'm sure
freedom.
anybody's old, that's their freedom, right? You're taking their freedom away.
Yeah.
And my mom's making it a little easier. Well, she's so funny. She's making it easier because she said, when the time comes, I still need my freedom, which means I need to be able to get where I need to get. So if somebody for Christmas were to just keep getting me some kind of an Uber card or app, I could take the Uber. And I'm like, Mom, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
She first proposed that about a year and a half ago. So about 3 times, because every time you worry about them driving. So 3 times I'm like, Mom, maybe it's getting time. No, I can still drive. It's like she's not.
Not giving it up.
She said it. She's playing me, right? She said it.
Oh, she said it just to make you feel better, but she
Yeah.
has no,
Nope,
yeah,
none
she has no plan
whatsoever.
to do that.
She'll be 97 and still driving.
Yeah.
People are getting older. My friend Marge, who I love to death, who broke her hip 4 years ago when she was 99.
Oh, geez.
And she had to move in with her son, who was like, she's now 104. Her son is 83.
Wow.
He moved in with him. She's 103. Her birthday is November 11th.
Okay.
And she's going to be 104. If you do the math, you realize that she was born on the last day of World War One. The 11th hour, the 11th day of the 11th hour, the 11th day of the
11th month of the year. Yeah.
So she was born on. So, and I tell you, she's still sharp as can be, deaf as a doornail.
Yeah.
She's been deaf for a long time. I asked her like 10 years because I would go over when she lived here in Hatfield. I would go over maybe twice, sometimes 3 times a week, and just spend half an hour with her. Love the Red Sox. She knew.
Oh, that's right. This one. Yeah.
That everything you could know about the Red Sox, she knew. But I don't know if I've told the story before, but I asked her when she's like 97, 96. I said, Marge, what's the secret to old age? Once I lost my hearing, I didn't have to listen to any more jackasses. I was like, you know what?
Fair enough.
I got to listen to some idiot. And I'm sitting there going, God, I wish I was deaf. I wish I was.
I'm like, oh, this ages me. I know this ages me.
You can still watch the ball game.
There you go.
Yep. Why not?
Yeah.
Amazing woman. Absolutely amazing. And speaking of amazing women, Andrea Jorgensen, Seattle to Sunapee, is always a thrill and a pleasure and an honor. It's an honor. It's not a pleasure. Few things give me pleasure, and talking to someone on Zoom is not one of them, right? Yeah. But it is an honor.
Thank you, sir.
And we will see you next week. Have a fabulous week with your children.
Thank you.
The cold, you see my face has a little red to it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what that is? That's the colder weather coming in.
Oh, yeah.
And during the winter time, I have to wear a little bit of makeup.
Do you really?
Yeah, they
Isn't it just because it's dry?
What? Yeah, it gets patchy when it's dry, when it gets a little cold when the drier weather comes in.
I got a moisturizer for you. I'll text it to you.
You're going to text me a moisturizer?
I'm going to text you the link to the moisturizer. It is fantastic.
Hold on.
Let me put this on. A little hard to get into like some of these areas, but
no. But last year when it happened, somebody sent me in a message, and they watched the show. They said they thought it was kind of cute and funny, which I thought was great. That was more important. But they said a lot of people who do these shows, and you're starting to get more and more people watching. You should wear makeup. Here's what you should wear, and you probably only need it in the wintertime. And she was right. This is the first day where this redness is coming back. It could be the hat too, right? No, I think
the hat definitely casts yeah. I mean, it's a Habs hat, so I throw it away anyway. But you see that Chara came back for a one-day contract.
One day, yeah.
I was so excited.
What a career! He lived in North End of Boston for a long time. He says he used to pedal his 10-speed bike through all the time, all the time. He would ride his 10-speed bike through the North End, and he was like one of probably the best defender for a long time in the
Oh, for sure, yeah.
What a career, though, huh?
Oh my God, he's amazing. Yeah. I mean, it was like great to I mean, the 2011 Bruins will always be my favorite Bruins. I feel like they were just like such a great team, but like such great guys off the ice, like Sean Thornton, like all them. But like Chara is just like, I remember reading an article that Berkeley did on him, and it was something like, he's the guy that you have over for dinner, and even though he's a celebrity, he wants to talk about you. He wants to talk about what you're doing, what your kids are doing, stuff like that. Like, he's just like, okay, this is who I am, this is what I do, but like, how can I help you? What can I do for you? Well, even as he was leaving the the Garden, there were fans that like saw him driving out, and he like stopped for pictures and autographs and stuff like that. Like,
There was one problem. He was for a long time a Bruin.
no, that is the best part. There's a reason he spent what 11 seasons with us. Come on.
Oh God. Izzy and I will be going to our annual, finally getting back to going to our annual game at the Molson Center this year, or the Bell
Okay.
Center now.
The Bell
I still,
Center, yeah. In the Bell Center for a long time.
yeah, I still think it's the fabulous Forum. So those were stadium. The Boston Garden was a stadium. That was a cool place.
Well, because my high school played there when it was the Fleet Center.
What is it now? Isn't the Fleet Center now?
It was the Fleet Center, and then it was TD North.
Oh, what is it?
And
What
now
is
it's
it now?
just TD Garden. It's just TD Garden.
TD Garden?
Mhm.
The old Boston Garden. Did you ever go there?
No.
It was a great place, and it was a Forum was the same way because the seats now go back away from you, so
Yeah.
you're away from the old Garden, the old Forum. They went straight up. I mean, if you were on the balcony, you were overlooking. You were looking down the back of somebody's shirt on the floor.
Yeah.
Right? And it was hot. I mean, it was so hot there, like unbearably hot. And the teams would have to suffer through that heat, but we'd be used to it. Those
Yeah.
great Celtics teams, those were great teams. And I'm talking about Havlicek and JoJo White and
Oh yeah.
then the 80s teams with Parrish and Bird and McHale. But then the Boston Good, the New Garden, whatever the hell they call it. It's just not the same. Maybe I'm just a grumpy old man now, reminiscing. I remember
That
why
might be part of it.
any gosh darn moisturizer. And who made this kapusta? There's not enough cabbage in there. Another great meal, kapusta.
What?
Kapusta. You ever had kapusta?
Yeah.
Polish dish. Shredded pork. Shredded pork. And cabbage, sugar, white wine. Traditional Polish American dish, not a Polish American dish. And I haven't really, my babcia, my Polish grandmother made it. And she was a great woman. I miss her. And I just don't, my mother's not a great Polish cook, believe it or not. Great Italian cook, and she's not Italian. But she never really mastered the Polish foods. But there's a place, Scotty's. I'll give them a little plug. Scotty's up in Whately, that little
Yeah.
Gary, who went to my age, went to kindergarten with me and then every grade through. So I've known Gary for 52 years now. 53 years I've known Gary. And he makes a mean kapusta. And he has Polish platters once in a while up there. And he made this batch is especially good. But made right, it is it's just great. And that's something that goes good with mustard, but that piccalilli with that little mustard and then this great combination with that pork too. That's another thing that goes great with that piccalilli, the British food, is the pork.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. Pork is really versatile too.
It is.
Yeah.
Good. It's good and it's good for you. I told you 1,000 times, I'm a believer that if you're healthy, if you're eating relatively healthy and it's making you happy, I think it's healthier than if you're eating completely healthy and it's making you miserable.
Right.
And I'm not even joking. I mean,
No, I agree.
Right?
I agree.
Gotta move your body a little bit. There was a great commercial back in the day. It was what was the jingle? Be wise, exercise, move around, have some fun. Don't sit like a stone, put your muscles in tone. Move it, and you'll feel better. It was a great commercial. And then we were little kids. We were like 7, 8 years old. And when that came out, we'd go up and jump up and down and run around and out the door and back in the door. Yeah, it was fun. Yeah. Anyway, I'm reminiscing now. Andrea, it's nice to see you. I'll see you next
to see
week.
you,
Have a
David.
great week. Hi to everyone for us, and we'll see what happens. We're going to take a quick break. The blotchy red face, I'm going to fix it when I come back. Blue shirts. Everyone says, you wear the same shirt every day? I have 7 of these blue shirts. I have 7 of they. They're all different. They're all pretty close, but they're the same color with different designs.
Okay.
But the same person who told me about the that you had to wear makeup in certain people. They said I should wear it all the time. She did, but they said dark colors. Don't wear light colors. Dark blue, good color, and on you it's especially good. So I bought a bunch of these.
There you go. Yeah.
And I like it. And then in the winter, you can roll the sleeves up, right? Do the roll,
Yeah.
which I like to do the roll. And then if it's cold in the morning and hot in the afternoon, you can do this, right? So
Yeah.
half cold. But if it's cold, the other way around, right? Warm in the morning and cold in the afternoon, you just switch them around and you roll this in.
Really?
We're gonna take a break. We'll be right back after this with more of cooking something good. Be wise, exercise. The other one I love. Hey, I hope you enjoyed the show today. If you did, go to our website, CSGBN. It's like Cooking Something Good Broadcast Network, CSGBN.com. We've got some great gift certificates, including some to the Smithsonian Chowder House in West Hatfield, Massachusetts. Benny Langlois was our guest today. Over 12,600 chowders sold at this year's Big E, the 5th largest fair in all the land. Well, I don't know about China. I don't know if they have big fairs, or Australia. I just don't know. But it's the 5th biggest in the United States. And you can't beat that. Get some great certificates. CSGBN.com. Also, thank you to our regular guest. What's on my mind? I don't know. Andrea Jorgensen, Seattle to Sunapee. It's always a pleasure to talk to her every single week, my old friend. And next week, see these rosy cheeks? My makeup person will be back, and I'll look like a normal person again. And that's all there is to it. That's the end of the show. Remember, if you ever want to be on the show, just reach out to us. You can text 732-336-1040. Email. You can email Dave@cookingsomethinggood.com or Jack@cookingsomethinggood.com. We'd love to have you on the show. If you've been to a great restaurant lately, do you make a recipe that one of your ancestors handed down? Do you love food? Come on the show. There's nothing to it. There's really nothing to it. I can do it, and I've got the brains of a geranium. True. Not my fault. Hey, you know what they say in Sweden? Me either. If you find out, give me a call and tell me, because I don't speak Swedish. Until next time, remember, food is fun, fun is food, and it's always foodie fun time here at Cooking Something Good. We'll see you next week. Until then,